Hello everyone and welcome to Bevins Bricks. I'm Daryl, and today's video, well, it's to showcase this building right here that you guys are looking at. This is my parking garage, and as a lot of you know, I know it's not the most amazing looking building in the world, but it's a parking garage. And quite simply, with parking garages, they're usually kind of plain. But anyway, before I get too ahead of myself and start getting everything placed around it where you can't really take this and show you anymore, I wanted to take a real quick look at it and showcase it for you guys at home. So anyway, if this is something that interests you, stick around because it's coming up. Now, keep in mind, as with everything that I build, it is always a work in progress, and I am always changing, alternating, doing different things to builds. But I do have it mostly finished. Now, the reason I say mostly finished is there is still a few things that I would like to alter at some point in time. And what that mainly is tiling it inside of the parking garage on the first floor itself. The rest of the floors are all intersection base plates. And that was the point of when I originally built this building, was to show people what you can actually use these base plates for. As if you're anything like me, and over the years from building cities, you end up with a ton of these because you had to buy these in order to get the straight pieces. And with that being said, I have about 30 straight pieces. So guess what? I have roughly 30 intersection base plates. And I'm always trying to figure out a way to use parts, and this is what I came up with, was this particular parking garage. Now, this is actually a rebuild of my original parking garage, but I have made some slight changes. One of the first things I want to point out is I do have all of the lighting set up on the top of it. And then with the stairwell, I also have a few exterior lights that I mocked onto that as well. Something else is the top is removable when I'm not breaking it into pieces anyway. So you can actually look down inside. And yes, that stairwell does go all the way down to the first floor. And I'm going to try and give you a good eye view of that. As you can see, each level has a ramp, and then it has the area with the stairwell in it. So you can walk all the way down, again, to the first floor. And it gets kind of hard to see it because, well, the building, if everything's in the center of the building. But something else that I did do to this that I didn't originally have is I added all this additional pipe work to the side of it, as I thought it was a unique touch, because generally with older, large buildings anyway, and even though I know this is a parking garage, but they usually have these structural cross supports to give it added rigidity to the building anyway itself. Whereas in my particular case, it is nothing more than a decorative piece. But something else that I was really focused on and I thought looked really cool, this is the train tunnel that actually the train will drive through on my Lego city. But something that I did, and I'm hoping you can see the detail there, is I tried to make it look as though there is a bunch of overhead lights in that train tunnel, and then you have the pipe work on the outside that comes down to a small electrical room that's here in the corner of the parking garage. Now, this is a view from the side of the building, and on this side of the building, what it is I am making it the exit plaza. And the reason I'm calling it the exit plaza, and excuse my furnace for kicking on rudely, this is the guard booth, and this would be the actual gate arm that'll open and close to let the people drive their cars out after they are done having it parked in the parking garage. Now, I also have an entrance on the other side. Now that we're here on the back side of the building, I think you can actually see the stairwell a little bit better throughout the building, as you can see all the way through, and then also the ramps that connect each floor for the people to be able to drive their cars around. But something else you can see is this is the entrance plaza, where people will pull in, and you can see the little guard shack back in there with the gate arm that'll let the cars come in and out. Now, how I'm going to accomplish that, let me show you right here. I've already kind of made up the plate. I still have a lot of work to finish work anyway to do on it, but this will lock in place when everything's said and done. I'm not going to try and fight with it right now. But as you can see, again, this is where the train will be going into the tunnel, so I had to make a small little railroad crossing here on this end. And then this is going to be the ramp that allows the people to drive up and into the parking garage. Now, I have a lot of tile work to do here, and my full intention is to actually kind of make this area right here have some plant life, and maybe even some plants over in here. This will be a little walkway that comes out to meet up with the sidewalk on the main street. And I'll be doing the same thing all down this side and this side of the building as well. This entire side of the building, I'm going to try and set up a great deal like I originally had it, which is going to have a lot of plants and flowers and such all along this, which will kind of hide some of that pipe work that I did. But, and I just noticed one of my pieces is bent, but that's okay, I'll straighten it out later. But it's just, to me, it's things that need to be done to make the city more interesting looking. But again, that is why I'm trying to give you as much detail and show you up close as much as possible before I start doing everything, because the more details I start putting around this building, the harder it is going to be for me to get up close and personal with it to show you guys some of those details. Now, something else, just because I went ahead and showed you some of the work I was already doing on the other side, I thought I would share this side as well. There's still a few things I'm going to be changing on this. I'm still not totally 100% happy with it, but I was working on this on a live feed the other day as well. And what it is I just kind of said, you know what, heck with it. It's close enough. It don't look that bad, and it shouldn't look bad on film. So that's kind of why I'm stopping with the track there. It's about the best I could do for piecing the sidewalk together, and I still think I'm going to end up reworking a little bit of that. But I'm also going to be adding some water feature in here because I think a splash of blue on this would actually set it off. But another question you might be asking is, what is all this space for on that side of the parking garage? And quite simply, what it is I fully intend on putting a building there. And the building that I actually have in mind for there is my modified version of the cafe corner. As being that is a hotel, I thought that would be the perfect spot for it because it's right across the street from the hotel or the airport. And what better place to put a hotel than by the airport? Now, I still will be building another hotel at some point because I definitely still need another hotel for the convention center. And let's face it, you can never have enough buildings in a city anyway. But anyway, that is all for this video. Just wanted to kind of show you guys what I've been up to and show you what I've been building, which is my parking garage right here. So you had an idea of what it looked like before I get everything tiled in and situated around it. Because once I do, it's going to be pretty hard to get up and close and personal and show you guys all the details of that build. So anyway, as always, thank you for coming to Bevins Bricks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share below. And we'll see you next time on Bevins Bricks.